Good evening, everyone. In the news tonight, Mayor Clark opts against a run for re-election. The odds of Arizona's lottery are in Yuma's favor. Cindy Dole will have a report. Larry Klein with sports. John McEnroe's quest for 3 straight Wimbledons has been denied. And our People's Poll question tonight on Medicaid. Those stories and much more next on News Center 13.
All of us here at Burger King are happy to tell you that we have just changed the Whopper. We're confident that this meets with your approval. The new Whopper has more beef than ever. More beef than Big Mac or Wendy's single, and it beat them both for best taste. Come on, try it.
The new Whopper. More beef than Big Mac or Wendy's single, and winner for best taste.
Might I have another?
Declare your independence with huge savings in every department during Houston's Yuma Furniture's Independence Day celebration. Make no down payment and no monthly payment until October 85. Declare your independence with savings on living room, dining room, and bedroom sets, dinettes, end tables, lamps, entertainment centers, TVs, VCRs, stereos, and major appliances. Remember, no down payment and no monthly payment until October 85 during our 4-day event at both locations.
KYEL, TV 13, Yuma, El Centro.
In Arizona, for Yuma and the Imperial Valley, this is News Center 13. With Mel Parker, Larry Klein on sports, and meteorologist Paul Coaches with the weather.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us tonight. Mayor Phil Clark will not seek re-election this fall. The mayor made the announcement following last night's city council session. Clark would not detail why he chose not to run again, but said the decision needed to be made now.
I felt that it was very appropriate that I made my intentions known early in this campaign coming up, because there are several individuals that are considering running for office, and I feel that they are very qualified individuals. I believe that they could bring something to the office of mayor, and I believe that they could contribute something to the city of Yuma. And because their decision depended on my decision, I felt it important that I make that announcement early.
Clark says he's keeping the doors open to future political involvement, but as for the immediate future, Clark says he's looking forward to being the self-appointed mayor of Avenue C, where he owns a nursery. While the mayor's decision has the political wheels turning in Yuma this evening, former mayor Jim Deal, now a city councilman, was defeated by Clark 4 years ago. He says he's giving thoughts about running for the mayor's seat some very serious consideration, while pointing out no decision has been made. City Councilman Emilia Shoup says she's leaning toward a run for mayor and will probably have something to say on that early next week. Vice Mayor John Rodriguez plans to make an announcement on his future within a couple of weeks. He tells News Center 13 that at the moment he's leaning toward making a run again for City Council. Rodriguez is up for re-election this year. And Councilman David Godley says the Clark announcement has caused him to do some rethinking. He says he hasn't decided yet on a run for mayor, but is weighing some options at the moment. Godley expects to have something to say in 2 to 3 weeks. Well, the budget process is over for the Yuma City Council. Council members approved a $36 million budget for fiscal 85-86 last night. It did not happen without some dissension. Councilman David Godley opposed the $9,000 penciled in for council pay hikes. He's also angered by a $28,000 expenditure for council travel. The budget was supposed to have been passed 2 weeks ago, but advertising errors forced a delay. The new fiscal year began on Monday. Arizona lottery officials expect to collect $90 million in ticket sales by the end of the year. And while that's good news for the state's economy, there's a payoff for Yuma as well, as Cindy Dole reports.
Is free. Goodness gracious, great gobs of money, play the lotteries, new SS3.
Every week, Arizona's lottery changes lives. Since its birth in 1981, it's turned dozens of people into overnight millionaires, left millions others rolling in extra dough, and pumped an additional $100 million into the state's pocketbook, all because of that human nagging desire to strike it rich.
Played it every week since it started. Yeah, let's see if we get it.
We keep thinking you're going to become a millionaire, or why do you keep playing?
Well, that's the only thing I want is a big number. Who's going to play around for this? When you get anything small, you just put it back in tickets.
Looking back on the state's voluntary funding source, lottery officials say it was well worth the gamble, that interest remains high, and that organized crime has not materialized as lawmakers originally feared. But it's a constant battle to ensure winners are legit. For the most part, that task is up to this expensive computer.
Oh, nothing's foolproof, but you always look to be one step ahead of the person trying to pull one over. And so far we've been, I think we've done just that. In our early days, we've had a couple attempts to present a forged ticket. They would do what we call cut and paste, take different pieces from several tickets and put it together to supposedly come up with a winning ticket.
Lottery officials admit the game of chance wouldn't work in every state, but in Arizona, it's created a series of mini jackpots for cities like Yuma.
In the coming year, Yuma is estimated to receive $472,000 for transportation improvements.
In Phoenix, Cindy Dole, News Center 13.
Arizona is the only state that does not participate in the Medicaid program. That's the federal program that provides health care to poor people. Under Arizona's Medicaid Alternative Access, the state and counties chip in to fund health care for the indigent. But Yuma County is reeling under spiraling health care costs. It's facing a nearly $3 million budget deficit. Our People's Poll question this week: should Arizona enter into the federal Medicaid program? Our phone lines are open now at 782-5113. Call us until 7 this evening. Now, we're running the poll a day early this week because of the 4th of July holiday. The People's Poll is not a scientific survey. Officials are calling it the largest cocaine seizure ever at the Calexico port of entry. 2 people have been charged with trying to smuggle more than 60 pounds of the illegal substance through the port from Mexico. 33-year-old John Rund of San Clemente and 31-year-old Kathy Weber, address unknown, have been booked on charges of transportation, possession, and intent to distribute cocaine. Federal narcotics agents said the 2 had concealed the drug in the side panels of their car. They estimate the cocaine had a street value of more than $10.5 million. A Yuma woman is in guarded condition this evening at YRMC after the car she was driving was broadsided by a dump truck. Medical technicians needed the jaws of life to free 48-year-old Mary Carolyn French from her car this morning. She sustained serious head injuries and numerous fractures in the accident. The driver of the dump truck, 50-year-old Delbert Wright of Yuma, has been cited for running a red light. When News Center 13 continues, 4th of July means fireworks and extra safety precautions. More on that next.
Year after year, the taste of Diet 7-Up just couldn't be beat.
Come on, big guy, you can do it.
Diet Coke couldn't do it.
Piece of cake.
Diet Pepsi couldn't do it.
Go for it, kid.
Diet Sprite could not do it. Even with 100% NutraSweet, these contenders still can't beat the crisp, clean taste of Diet 7-Up. Now with 100% NutraSweet, Diet 7-Up, the taste they just can't beat.
Alexander Ford is taking the weight out of interest rates.
Does 9.9 sound like a good deal? Hi, Fernando Lopez here for Alexander Ford, offering you a better deal than 9.9. 8.8, that's right, 8.8% financing on all two-wheel drive F-150 and F-250 trucks when you finance for 48 months. 9.9% and 8.8%. The deals just keep getting better at Alexander Ford Lincoln Mercury. The people you can depend on.